Hi, I'm Paige from PaigeeDraw, and today I'm going to do a demonstration on PaigeeDraw Christmas. And right now, PaigeeDraw Christmas is out, but it's the old version, but I'm going to be releasing new content for it, and the particular content is, I'm really proud of it. I think it's really cool. So if you get PaigeeDraw Christmas, you'll get an update with the new content. Sometime during the Christmas. So this is a sneak peek on what you're going to find on PaigeeDraw Christmas. And this is the main page, and if you already have PaigeeDraw Christmas, you'll notice that some of these tutorials aren't really on there yet. So again, you'll get the update sometime during Christmas break. So hey! For PaigeeDraw Christmas, so this is the main page, I have added on some hand tutorials, eye tutorials, and some chibis. And some of the chibis on here you won't find on PaigeeDraw, and I have new characters, and there's lots of new stuff, and I'm really proud of them, and they're really nice looking. So if you really want to see this new content, you should get PaigeeDraw Christmas now, and you'll get the update later. So this is the main page for PaigeeDraw Christmas. I'll start with chibis. And there's a list of chibis here, and a lot of them, I think all of them aren't on PaigeeDraw. So they're new chibis. You won't find them in any of my other apps, and they're really cute. I really like them. I think I'll start with Shiroi. And it just starts, I start with the face, and then I put even more in-depth steps for each of the chibis, so you get a better idea of how to draw them. So I actually started with a bunch of ovals and circles, and that way you get the shape of the body. And then I go on to hair, making the body, drawing the clothes, etc. And like all of my other apps, there is an instructions page that says the instructions in depth, and a tools page so you can see exactly what color I used. And yeah, it just keeps going. And one thing that I really like about PaigeeDraw, what I really like about PaigeeDraw Christmas is they're my newest tutorials that I've been working on in the last couple months, so it's my latest work that you'll get, and I put even more instructions for each one. So it's really cool about PaigeeDraw Christmas. And another thing, like all of my other apps, you can zoom in to see any of the details and kind of, look at my coloring or whatever. You can zoom back out again. And you can go back to the chibi page, or you can just go back to the main page. So I'm going to show you one more chibi tutorial, and I'm going to pick Holly. One thing that's much different for PaigeeDraw Christmas is, I mentioned this before, but there's way more details for my instructions for this particular app. And again, some of this content isn't in any of the other apps, so it's really cool. I've given these tutorials more depth instructions, so as you can see, I start with a face shape and draw the eyes, and then I do these shapes, I then, do the hair, I do the body, and it's like each clothing piece and fine lining, etc. So it's in detail, and then when it goes to coloring, you'll notice that I have the base color, and then I have another shade, and I'll have the blending. And you can just zoom in to see how I blend it. So there's much more steps in these tutorials, so when you're actually trying to color or you're trying to draw them, it's much easier than it was before. So I'm really, really happy with how these latest tutorials have worked out for me. And again, these are my latest works, I did them a month ago or so. So they're the latest drawings of my work that's been put into this application. Obviously there's some older stuff, but I have a lot of new content that's brand new. So it's really nice. The next part I'm going to go through for PaigeeDraw Christmas will be the characters, and here are some of the older characters, and here's some of the new ones. Min, Suki, and Pengu, except there's a chibi in here. This is the beta version, so this chibi is not going to be there. It'll be the girl that's at the front page that's going to be on this slide. It's in beta, so we have a chibi there right now. It'll be fixed. So I'm going to show you Suki, and it starts with just the shape, like the pose that I'm going to do, and then it goes in depth. So as you can see, I've added an extra step for these PaigeeDraw Christmas characters. From before, it would just skip to me drawing the skin, but lately I've been having comments saying, oh, I don't know how to draw the legs, or I don't know how to draw the arms, and I need more details on how to do that. So I decided one way to help with that is to draw oval shapes over. So it's like you have the bones, and then you have the muscles, and then you draw the skin. So there's just these very simple shapes that you just draw in there, and it helps you with drawing the skin over top. And then it just goes on to the face, and there's lots more detail in these. Since tons of people were asking, more detail, I need more in-depth instructions, so that's what I did. And I even have more steps for how I fine line. So if you're wondering, oh, well, there's 2 fine line drawings here, well, you'll see that this one is a little bit choppy, and then in the next one it's a bit smoother, and that's because I actually showed that I put more detail in my fine lining when I do it. So if you're wondering, oh, well, how do you get these darker colors in there? Well, it's because I go over it again. And again, with the skin, I have more in-depth instructions on how to color. So as you can see, there's the base color for the skin, and then some shading for the skin, and then blending it in. And if you want to see what I did, you just zoom into it. And it just continues. And I also, when I colored the clothing, I took it in even more baby steps. I found that some people didn't really understand how I colored because I do a whole bunch of it and people wouldn't really see exactly. So I kind of cut it down a little bit more, even if I used pretty much the same color. I chopped it down so then it would be easier to understand, you know, how I blended the, say, socks in particular, so you'll be able to get that more. And again, there's instructions for each instructions for each tutorial, each step, and it gives in depth what I did. And then there's a tool page that says exactly what colors I used. So you can go back to the character page, and then you can go back to the main page. PaigeeDraw Christmas also has different pages on it, so if you slide one page, you'll see that it gives links to the Facebook page, it gives links to my other applications, to the online store, and it shows some previous contest winners. So if you entered the contest and you were one of the winners, your artwork will be displayed on here, and there's also contest codes. I can't show you them, but there's contest codes for when you join the contest, and yeah. So thank you for watching my demonstration on PaigeeDraw Christmas. Just an overview of what it includes. I have some new tutorials on it that aren't in any of my other applications. They're some of my most recent work. The tutorials have more in-depth instructions, and I'm really proud of this one. I really hope you guys download it. I'm really proud of the new content, and it'll be ready during the Christmas. Another thing that is part of this application is you get contest codes for my contests. So if you get this application, you'll have a contest code so you can enter my contest to get some really cool prizes. There's also codes for free markers, so if you want to give some Copic markers a chance, then you have a little code for that. It'll just be for like one marker, but it's all good. And yeah, my application is on the iTunes store right now. It's not updated yet, but it will most definitely be ready for the Christmas. Yeah. Do I start from the beginning?